Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombee Kat.
This is our video of 6 scale figures we wish they would make. I would prefer official figures, but sometimes the knockoff ones are just as good, depending on the knockoff company. Most of our reviews are for smaller figures, but we do get a lot of 6 scales now. We try to review them all, but they're such a pain in the ass to edit.
Yeah, they take a long time. They usually have a lot of accessories, and they're just more work.
Yeah. There's a lot of 6 scales that I'd really like them to make. Some of them maybe have been made, but just not very good, or they were a knockoff, or they're just really hard to get now, or something like that. So this is our list of figures we would want. There are some that I would put on this list, but I'm making customs of them, so there's no point in me saying I want them to make this figure if I'm making a custom of it. Such as Clementine from The Walking Dead video games. I made a Lilu from Fifth Element, and I'm working on a Tomb Raider.
Tank Girl.
Yeah, and I made a Tank Girl. So those are several characters that I probably would have put on my list if I wasn't already working on them. And like Poison Ivy and Catwoman are other ones I'm planning on doing, so I'm not counting them. But these are the ones that I want them to make because I don't know if I'm going to be able to make them. Prefer to have an official one, or at least a professional knockoff company, if that even makes sense. Make them.
A skilled knockoff company.
Yep. Zombie Kat and I each came up with our own list of 15. We'll probably have a lot of runner-ups.
And there's honestly probably characters that I didn't even think of that would be on my list if I thought of them. It's just so hard to think of. There's so many characters.
Yeah, it could be from movies, video games, comic books, TV shows, any of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, just ones we thought of. So I'm guessing probably later I'll think, damn, I should have included that character. But,
well, you also listed like a whole buttload and then had to pick from them.
Yeah. I'll probably name off all of them at the end. But this is just for fun. I always thinking of all the 6 scales I want, and that's kind of why I want to do this video. Because it's just fun to do. Okay, so I recorded this part much later than the rest of this video, because I putzed around and never got this video up. And now, some of our picks on this list are being made. They have been announced, so I'll say something about that after we mention those particular figures that we want to be made. Well, at my number 15, I have the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, that's a good one.
I really like Ultimate Warrior. He gets a lot of shit because of his limited skill set, but that's not the point of the Ultimate Warrior, is having a whole bunch of moves. He's just all about excitement and craziness, and his interviews are
entertaining.
His interviews are insane. He's just an intimidating looking guy. He just looks like a force of nature.
He's a personality.
Yeah.
Listening to him talk just makes me...
I don't care anything about whether he's a good worker or he can do good moves. When he runs out there like that, people go nuts, and it's just awesome to see. So I would love a figure of him. He's just crazy looking character. Very memorable.
Yeah, that's a good... I didn't even think about wrestlers when I made my list, because he's another one that I would really like that figure, but he's not on my list.
That's what I mean. There's so many different things there could be 6 scales of.
My number 15 is a Psycho from Borderlands.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, I have a lot of Psycho figures, and I have a custom in the make that's sort of one, but it would be cool to have an official, like, real one from the game.
Yeah, even if you made your own, they can make an official one, which would be different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised there ain't one.
Because there's so many different Psychos that they've made, and it just seems weird that there's not a 6 scale.
Yep.
I want one.
My number 14 is another wrestler, Lita, who's one of my favorite wrestlers. And I just think that would be a cool figure.
We met her once.
Yeah, we did.
I only met like 2 celebrities my whole life, and one of them was her.
Yep, I think I also only met 2, and she was one of them. But she was really nice, but that's not why I want one. She's just been one of my favorite wrestlers forever, so...
Yeah, I really liked her when she was back in the day, when I was younger, she was on there. My number 14 is another Borderlands thing, and it's Claptrap. I also have a whole bunch of Claptraps, and I think a 6 scale Claptrap would be fucking awesome.
That's another one why I'm surprised they didn't make one.
Mm-hmm.
My number 13 is the Baseball Fury Leader. from the movie The Warriors. There have been figures of him made, but I don't think there was any official 6-scale figures made, or even knockoff ones. There's probably been some customs, but that don't count. I want a figure of him, and I thought about making one, but it's just I can't find a good baseball suit, and I don't want one that looks kind of like it, because you can get a baseball 6-scale suit, but it's just not accurate enough.
It would be really hard to get an accurate head for him too, because he's a very distinct looking dude. Mm-hmm. Even with the face paint on it, is very distinct face shape.
Yeah.
My number 13 is Cara Dune.
Yeah, that's one I almost put on my list.
I really like her on the show, and we're going to be getting a Mandalorian.
2 Mandalorians.
Yeah. And a little Baby Yoda.
Yep.
And it would be really cool to have her.
It would be. My number 12 is 11 from Stranger Things.
You should have put her at 11.
I should have. But she's at 12. I got number 11 at number 12. She's a figure that when you follow 6-scale figures coming out, when something big comes along and they don't make any official figures, there's always some knockoff company making it. But for some reason, there has not been any Stranger Things 6-scale figures, not even knockoffs. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the company, like Netflix or whatever, is really after people for their characters. I don't know, but there just hasn't been any.
It does seem like certain companies are probably going after that stuff and locking it down more than others.
Oh, and what I would want her... I prefer her in the way she looked in season 1 with, in her weird looking outfit she's wearing with her head shaved. Yeah. She could come with a wig, but I would just prefer the bald look just looks iconic to me.
And she would have to have some kind of alternate head or something, but you'd have to be able to put the little blood drip on her nose. Yeah,
most stuff that comes out with her has a blood drip, and that's all you get. I'd rather have both options, blood drip or no blood drip. Well, now that we made this video, 3-0 has announced that they are making Stranger Things figures. The only thing they've shown so far is just a picture of a Demogorgon, so we could actually get an 11 at some point. But Demogorgon would be pretty awesome too. Can't wait for that.
My number 12 is John Marston.
Yeah, that
from Red Dead Redemption. And I really, really want him to come with a horse. He needs a freaking horse. I do have a 6-scale horse that I'm getting, but there's not a lot of options out there that are actually accurate 6-scale horses that are the right size for figures, so it'd be cool if he came with one.
Yeah. I'd really want him too, because he's just a really cool looking character.
It's one of my favorite games.
Yeah,
ever.
Mine too.
I really love that game.
My number 11 is Mad Max, and it would be the Mel Gibson version, because there's been lots of knockoffs of the Fury Road Tom Hardy Mad Max, which I have one, but I prefer Mel Gibson as him. I'm just not a big fan of Tom Hardy as Mad Max. I think he did okay, but I don't know, I just didn't like it as much.
It wasn't as good.
And there have been, I've seen knockoffs. I'm not sure if there's been any official 6-scale Mad Max figures, but I would like a really good looking Mad Max. You can buy parts and stuff, it's really expensive, but it's hard to do.
He needs to come with something too.
A dog?
Yep.
Guess I should be specific. I want it from Road Warrior, because I wouldn't really want Mad Max from the first movie, and from Beyond Thunderdome would be okay, but I would prefer it from Road Warrior.
Mm-hmm. My number 11 is the Flyboy zombie.
Oh, yeah.
I recently got the 112 figure of him. It's really cool, and I think a 6-scale would be awesome.
Yeah, that's one of them ones, they may have made one at some point. I don't know, but...
I've never seen it, and you probably can't get it now.
Yeah, so I want it released again.
We all know I have a zombie problem.
So do I. My number 10 is Cad Bane from Star Wars, the Clone Wars series. He's just a really cool character.
Yeah, that would be cool to have him.
There actually is an official Cad Bane 6-scale figure made by Sideshow, but it's basically just his head stuck onto a clone trooper body because there's an episode where he disguises himself as a clone trooper. But that's not what I want. I want Cad Bane in his regular outfit with his cowboy-looking bounty hunter outfit. That's what I want. And it might come because Hot Toys is going to start making Clone Wars characters. So it might happen.
My number 10 is a good Beetlejuice. I've seen the pictures. I don't like the one that they're making.
Yeah, well, it's already been out. Yeah, I actually seen it in person. They had it at a comic book store standing out. And it looks good other than the head. The head just doesn't look right.
That's why I don't like him. I don't like his. It's just not right. I don't like it.
Yeah. They need to make a better one.
Yeah, I've always really loved Beetlejuice. It was one of my favorite movies when I was younger, and that figure just does not do him justice. I'm not impressed.
Yeah. Well, there's supposedly going to be a sequel, so who knows? Maybe they'll come out with one. My number 9 pick is another wrestler, the Macho Man Randy Savage. He'd be the wrestler I would want most. There's lots of wrestlers I'd love to have, but Macho Man, I would just love to have that. And it would have to be, there's different eras of Macho Man. I want one of the areas where he's got the cowboy hat, the jacket with all the little streamers coming off of it. I just love that crazy look. Like the bright colors and just ridiculousness to him.
Dude, if they make him, they should have a deluxe version that has like extra crazy outfits in it.
Yeah.
He just has so many cool looks he does.
Yeah, there is a lot.
They have like the Slim Jim outfit and like the crazy colored cowboy, all kinds of stuff.
And even if they made that one and then made other Macho Mans from other eras where it wasn't the cowboy hat, I would still probably want them because he looked cool in them too.
Yeah. My number 9 is the 30 Days of Night Vampire. I believe his name is Marlowe, right?
Marlowe?
Yeah, the main one.
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's Marlowe.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The main leader?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really like that movie.
Me too.
I think that's one of the coolest takes on vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Very brutal.
Yeah. Vampires are often portrayed as romantic and pretty and just
sparkly.
They're seductive and trick you, but these ones are just like
murdering people.
Yeah, they're violent and bloody.
That's the kind of vampires I like.
Yeah. Well, I like both, but still that one's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, I sometimes like the other version, but sometimes it just gets a little bit too housewife romance numble crap.
No, I don't want to talk about that. My number 8 pick is Venom. And I would prefer one from the comics, like just with a symbol. Like one from a movie would be cool, but the one from the movie don't have the symbol. And they did make a figure from that. I believe it was a knockoff figure of Tom Hardy with like the Venom stuff. I do like Tom Hardy as Venom. Like I said, I didn't like him as Mad Max, but I do like him as Venom.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to when we saw the trailer, but in the movie I really did like him.
Well, I guess I should say Eddie Brock. He doesn't look like Eddie Brock, because Eddie Brock's supposed to be blonde, but I mean, I'm fine with it, whatever. But I want him real big, with all kinds of muscles, veins, and stuff showing, and probably some effects that would come with it, with the slime or symbiote slime going everywhere. A really awesome head sculpt with the teeth and tongue. That kind of Venom. I'd really like a cool 6-scale of that.
He is one of the ones that I did think of, but I didn't put on my list because I knew he'd be on yours.
Oh. What sucks is Hot Toys made Venom Pool, like cross between Deadpool and Venom from the video game. It's like, why don't you just make Venom, damn it? I don't want Venom Pool. I like Deadpool, I like Venom, but I don't want Venom Pool. I want Deadpool and Venom separately. I got a Deadpool, but I need a Venom. The Hot Toys did make this bulky, stylized Venom that almost looks like a cartoon or something. That one I don't like. It just doesn't seem like the regular Hot Toy figure. I don't know what the deal is with that. After we originally recorded this video, Hot Toys announced that they were making a movie Venom. And it looks really cool, and I was thinking about getting it. It does bug me, like I said, that it doesn't have the spider symbol on it. But then I saw the price, and the price is ridiculous. What is it, like $410? That if it was Venom exactly how I wanted, I'd consider it. But since he doesn't even have the spider symbol, I think I'm just gonna wait. Which sucks, because I mean, this is close to what I wanted. But yeah, that price is crazy.
My number 8 pick is actually people, but they're a dynamic duo, and that is the Tick and Arthur. It's also one of my favorite things growing up. I freaking loved watching the Tick, and then Amazon had live action Tick, and I freaking love that too.
And there was the other live action show.
Yeah, I like that one. I love the Tick.
But which version? Just any version?
I would want from the original cartoon. I would like that the best.
Yeah, I think I would too.
I mean, any of them I'd be happy with, but I would prefer that version.
I'd say for me it would be the cartoon, and then second would be the Amazon one, and then third would be the other series. Because the other series, I didn't like how his whole face was showing.
Yeah, that's true. But I definitely prefer the cartoony version.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. My number 7 pick is Enfys Nest, who is from Solo, A Star Wars Story. And the main reason I want that one is just because I love that outfit. The character's only in the movie briefly. Kind of like I consider her kind of like the Boba Fett of that movie. She's just a cool looking character, just mysterious, and is in it briefly. But they reveal a lot at the end, so she don't stay mysterious. But I just love the look of that suit. It's just so cool looking, that helmet. Yeah. And it's like a tribal, but also futuristic suit. It's just badass looking, and I really want a figure of that.
That would be really cool. That's one of the ones where like 90% of the coolness is the costume, which is totally fine.
I would like to have an unmasked head too, but if not, I would be okay with just the helmet head.
My number 7 pick is Bub, the zombie from Day of the Dead. He's the best part of that movie.
Yeah, he is.
I love him.
At least I think he is.
And he needs to come with his little headphones.
And a gun.
Yep.
Maybe a bucket of food.
And the little chain collar.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool if he had a little stand with the wall behind him. He was attached to it.
Yeah, like the smaller figures. This is another figure where there could have been a 6 scale at some point, but I haven't seen any, and there's none available now. So, yeah. It'd be cool if they made a new one. My number 6 pick, I'm guessing is on your list too, is Spider Jerusalem. And he is a comic book character. It was Vertigo Comics, which is also DC basically. But it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, comic series. He's just such an awesome character. And the way he looks is just really cool and memorable. It's one of the things I wish there was more of. I wish they would make more of the comic. I wish they'd make a TV show, a movie, cartoon, whatever, something. He's just such a cool thing that I just wish there was more of it.
He is on my list.
Okay, well, we can talk more about him when we get to.
Yep.
Well, I just say that I think your preference is different in the look. Well, with the 6 scale, you could change the look a little. But I prefer the look where he's got his black suit on. His suit's open in the middle. You can see his tattoos a little bit and stuff. That's the suit I think of most. But I know you think of a different one. But we'll talk about that when we get to it.
My number 6 is from Fury Road. I want Nux, the war boy.
He's really high up on the list. Holy crap.
I loved him in that movie. Like, I would say might have been my favorite character in the movie. I really liked Furiosa too, but I don't know. I liked the look. I liked his ridiculous attitude. Him driving around saying, "Oh, what is this he say?"
I forget what
it's a beautiful day or something.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
remember.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Yeah, I remember. I was on all the trailers.
I can't remember what it is now. Oh, it's probably because I'm drunk. If I wasn't drunk, I'd probably be able to remember. Because I used to say it all the time, but I just liked him so much. Yeah. And it's weird seeing the actor that played him, like, as a normal person, because it's like, is that the same dude?
Yeah. My number 5 pick is Mystique from X-Men. And I'm talking about the movie version. And this is a big deal because Toys R Us, years and years ago, put up for pre-order a Mystique knockoff figure from the X-Men movies. And then it kept getting delayed. And then it was delayed for like a year. And then they sent a message to everybody who pre-ordered saying, we're having trouble with this company getting it right. We're switching to a new company. Then another year went by. And at some point, they eventually said, sorry, we just cannot get the seamless skin to work. We're going to release this one wearing a suit. And you can cancel if you want or whatever. But I canceled because I didn't want the suit version. I wanted that full body blue Mystique look. I like that from the X-Men. And they just couldn't get it to work right and it didn't release. So I wish they could make that. Somebody.
Yeah, that was upsetting for me too, because what they were supposed to be making looked so cool, and then what they ended up making is like, I don't want that. This is not the same thing.
Nope. I mean, it'd be cool if Feisty could make it, because they can do the seamless bodies, but I know they wouldn't do that, because that would be a very specific body shape that they wouldn't be able to use for much else, because with all the bolts
all
and
the
scales.
scales and stuff.
I mean, I suppose they could make up some characters with different colors or something, but...
My number 5 is Otis from House of Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And, I mean, there's 2 different versions of him that I would want. Because personally, I like his look better in House of Thousand Corpses than I do in the other movies. I don't like how much they changed him.
Yeah,
I still really liked his character, but I didn't like that they changed his look.
I liked his look in the first one, too.
But I would love to have him just in the outfit he's in. That's just like the shirt and pants, rednecky looking dude. And I would also like to have him in the red robe with his face painted.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite horror movie characters. I really liked him.
If they didn't make any of that, I wouldn't mind one from Devil's Rejects, but like you said, I prefer the House of Thousand Corpses one.
Yeah, I ended up liking Devil's Rejects, but whenever I saw trailers for it, I was really upset because I'm like, that's not Otis. Who grew that fucking beard? Like, how would he go from straggly frickin' white beard to this big, full, bushy brown beard?
Yeah.
Can't do that.
My number 4 pick is Zapan, and he is from Alita Battle Angel.
I have to stop you right there, because my number 4 pick is Zapan. We both picked him for number 4. We have not discussed our lists prior to reading them.
Well, I love that movie. It's Robert Rodriguez did it, but it's also a little bit of James Cameron in there, and their movies always really go into detail about their sci-fi worlds, and they do in that one too. And I love the designs of the robots in that movie. And Hot Toys is making an Alita. They're making one Alita, keeps getting delayed. I doubt they're going to make anybody else. But I wish they made a Zapan, because he's probably the coolest looking one.
Yeah, even cooler. Like, I like her look, but he's got so much going on.
Yeah. Now, some of the other machines I would love to make them to make too. They're just not as important. Like there's that big guy, but he looks like a big pile of junk walking around. But there's a lot of other ones like the bounty hunters and then the guys in Rollerball that are the really cool looking designs, but you're just not.
They could make some robot dogs.
Yeah. They're just not the main characters, but Zapan, he looks so cool. Like that design on his back is awesome. Mm-hmm. And then I like the way that the only human part of him is his face.
It's just like attached to the front of his head.
And that it's got that actor's head, and I like that actor in most of the things I've seen him in. Mm-hmm.
Francis.
And he'd come with a sword, the same sword that I think Alita comes with, because she takes it from him. But he's just so cool looking. I wish they'd make him.
Yep.
So that was your number 4. Also,
yep.
my number 3 is Neytiri from Avatar. Hot Toys made Jake Sully from Avatar, and despite the movie being one of the highest, or is it still the highest grossing movie ever or something? I don't
think so. I think it got beaten out, but I can't remember.
Well, maybe it did, but despite that, Jake Sully didn't sell very well. because he ended up being, or maybe they just made too many. That could have been what happened. But I remember I got him on clearance on some site because of his size. He's a really big figure. He's expensive, but he was on clearance because no one was buying him. So I got him.
Honestly, I think they should have made Neytiri first because really, she's the star of that movie.
That's what
no
I
matter
thought
what they think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if you were, I guess they would say probably he was the star, but to me, she was the star, like you said.
Yep.
That's the one I would want.
I would I mean, it's my personal opinion, but I would assume that most people.
Yeah.
She's the main thing that they like. Like, I liked him too, but I liked her way more.
Yeah. I thought they should have made her first and then made him as a second, but I don't know. Maybe when the new movies come out, they'll make one, but also they might look back at this, not selling, and just decide not to make any again. So I'd really like to have a Neytiri to go with him.
You know what else they should make? A 6 scale of them dragon things they ride.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be huge!
Or the really big one he rides at the end.
Yeah.
That stretch across your room.
My number 3 is another zombie! And it's Tarman from Return of the Living Dead. Which I actually, by coincidence, am wearing my Return of the Living Dead shirt right now. He's so cool looking. He's all slimy and disgusting and a big old goofy head.
Yeah.
I love him.
I know I've seen custom figures of that, like the head sculpt on sale and stuff, but I don't know if there's any 6 scale official figures or knockoffs.
I'd have to say, like, I only want them to make him if they're going to make him look good.
Yeah.
Because I think that he would be a hard one to get right.
Mm-hmm.
To, like, make him look slimy and gross.
Yeah, he definitely had to be slimy, glossy, and
drippy clothes and
he should come with this little bucket he comes out of, or
barrel.
canister, whatever. My number 2 pick is Ahsoka from Clone Wars. Or, I mean, it could be from one of the other things. She's mostly in Clone Wars is why I'm saying that. And like I said earlier, Hot Toys is now making Clone Wars figures, and based on their preview picture, which is they show Rex holding a helmet that's painted to look like Ahsoka's markings, there's a very good chance there will be an Ahsoka figure. She's
another one where it seems like she's a fan favorite. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why are you not making her?
Ahsoka is another one that when we made this video, there was no Ahsokas announced. I was expecting one to be announced eventually, but it hadn't been at the time. But now one has been announced, and it looks awesome. It's from Season 7 of the Clone Wars. So I'm just going to change my pick to specifically an earlier Clone Wars Ahsoka, like when she has the green lightsabers. That would be cool. Supposedly she's going to be appearing on Mandalorian very, very soon in live action, so that might be what I'd want too. And who knows what she's going to look like. Like, I'm assuming since Dave Filoni's involved that she'll look like she's supposed to look, but you never know.
Hopefully. Alright, my number 2. There's a stipulation with this one. I want the main guy from Dead Alive, also known as Brain Dead. But he has to come with the lawnmower covered in guts.
Well, would he be covered in blood like he is in that
Yes.
scene? Okay, just make sure. It could have been before he
It
did it.
has to be him from that scene. It has to be. Covered in guts.
I'm surprised he's that high. I mean, he's really cool, but
I just
number 2?
I just think that figure covered in guts.
Yeah.
He would look so cool. It's not about the character for this one. It's about how cool the figure would be.
Yeah, holding up that lawnmower.
Uh-huh.
That scene, that's my favorite scene from that whole movie. And that movie has got a lot of cool stuff in it.
I just think that would be, like, if they did it right and had him, like, absolutely covered with that lawnmower, it would just be such a cool toy.
You should come with a couple little accessories, like the Pal Guts could come as an accessory. The Pal Guts that crawls around or something. Maybe a little garden gnome.
Come the crazy monkey.
Yeah. The baby, maybe? Never mind, I hate that baby. That baby's stupid looking.
Fuck that baby.
Okay, my number 1 pick is Wes, he's a character from Mad Max 2 or the Road Warrior, depending on where you live and what they call it, where you're from. But when I grew up, it was just called Road Warrior. For whatever reason, they didn't call it Mad Max 2. which they call it in other places. It's called a Road Warrior. But Wes is, in my opinion, the main villain of that movie. Now, the leader of the villains is Lord Humongous, but still, he's in the background for most of it, controlling things, but Wes is the one out there doing stuff. And I just thought he was an awesome villain. I love that look. That really makes, when I think of like post-apocalyptic stuff, I think of him, and I think just his look and people that look like him in that movie inspire lots of other post-apocalyptic things, including even like wrestlers like the Legion of Doom and Demolition. Lots of things I think were inspired by that, with his shoulder pads, and I just love the look of him. With his mohawk, the actor that played him was good. I've seen a couple customs of him, which looked really good, and I wish I had him.
I also absolutely love Wes, and he's another one that I thought about putting him on my list, but I knew he would be on yours, and I knew he'd probably be number one.
Yeah.
We actually have a Wes mannequin in our living room.
Yep.
That's wearing full garb.
Yeah, because I dressed up as Wes.
Yep.
Oh.
And then that's what we did with your costume afterwards. We got a mannequin.
Well, I dressed up as Wes Zombie for Zombie Fest. Then later I dressed up as Wes. But my Wes isn't as good as Wes Zombie.
My number one, as you may have guessed, is Spider Jerusalem. Transmetropolitan is by far definitely my favorite comic of all time. I absolutely love it. And they made like a little figure of him back then, but it wasn't very good. I mean, it looks like him, but it's like a very basic figure.
Well, it's cartoony too. It's stylized.
I would really like to have a full 6 scale of him. And like you said, there's other looks for him that I prefer. I prefer him without the jacket on, because a lot of the time they just show him sitting around his apartment with no shirt on, with all his tattoos hanging out.
Yeah. But like with the 6 scale, it seems like they could do either. You could have all his tattoos on, you could take the jacket off if you want. Mm-hmm.
There is another outfit I would like for him to come with, which I know that he probably wouldn't even if they made him. And it's the issue where he dresses up as Jesus and goes to the religious convention. It's one of my favorite, storylines. I just loved him stomping around screaming at people dressed up like Jesus with a halo. It was so funny.
Yeah. He's got a lot of crazy looks they could do from that.
He's absolutely insane. And if any of you have the opportunity to read that comic, because I know it's not like a hugely popular one, like at least it's not like on like Spider-Man scale or anything.
No.
If you have a chance to read it, you should read it because it's really good.
Yeah, it's got a cult following, but still, it's one of them comics where you could tell somebody and they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know what that is." Like, you should read it, and you'd be like, "Oh, okay," and then they won't.
It sort of reminds me a little bit of Idiocracy, the movie. So if you've seen that, and you liked it, you'd probably like Transmetropolitan.
And Fifth Element too, with the just the way the city and technology and everything looks, and the ridiculous costumes, reminds me of Fifth Element in a way. Mm-hmm. Well, that's our top picks. We narrowed it down to the 15, but yeah, I wish they'd make all of them. But still, there's a bunch of other ones I wish they'd make that was on my list that I didn't include for various reasons. I don't know.
We talked about the Fury Road people. I really wish they would make a new Furiosa that was better.
Yeah.
So the one that we have, she's like teenager sized.
Yeah,
she's tiny.
I don't know why they made her so small.
She looks ridiculous standing next to literally any other figure.
The same company made the Mad Max and the Furiosa that we got, and they do not look right next to each other.
No. I mean, she's not horrible. She's just, the scale, it ruins it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a big list of other ones I would want. Another Mad Max character I would want is Lord Humongous from Road Warrior.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
Do you want a golden boy?
No. I don't. I don't like him. Lord Humongous I definitely would want. There's other ones I wouldn't mind getting from that movie. But it'd be Wes, Mad Max, Lord Humongous are the 3 I'd definitely want. Also from the Warriors, I would want some of the Warriors.
Yeah.
But the problem with them is there's 9 of them. Plus lots of other crazy characters, and that would be ridiculous. From Star Wars, I would also like an Oola. I just always liked the way she looked. And I like the Twi'leks, or Twi'leks, depending on which episode of Clone Wars you're watching.
Twi'leks just sounds weird.
Yeah.
Sounds like some kind of weird medication. Another one that I would like from Borderlands is Tiny Tina. She's one of my favorite characters in that game series. I really like her.
Yeah, that would be a cool looking one.
I like her a lot when she first appeared and she looked younger. I'm playing Borderlands 3 now, but I haven't actually gotten to the part where you see her yet, so.
Also from Star Wars, I would like General Grievous. Sideshow made one, but you can't really get him now. So Hot Toys is making some of the ones Sideshow already made. So it'd be cool if they made General Grievous, because I really like the way he looks.
I would like a 6-scale Mugatu. It's another character that you dressed up as for Halloween.
That would be a funny character. 6 scale.
I love his ridiculous hair.
Well, I mentioned that I was working on a Clementine, but I'm also working on Lee from Walking Dead. And also, I don't know if I'll ever get to it, but a younger Clementine from the first game. But I would also like an AJ to go with Clementine in the 4th game. And even Kenny would be cool if I had all them. There's some more wrestlers I would like a classic Hulk Hogan. There is Hulk Hogan 6-scale figures, but it's more like his WCW looks. Either the red and yellow WCW look or the black and white. But I would like the old WWF yellow underwear Hulk Hogan.
Ripping his shirt off.
Yep. I'd also like a Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss. There's a bunch I can name.
Becky Lynch?
Yeah, Becky Lynch would be another one.
I would like a 6-scale Bebop and Rocksteady, but their classic look.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I haven't watched the new movies because I'm afraid to, but they look way different.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think they're pretty close for live action.
Yeah, but I want like the cartoony version. That's what I grew up with. I still think a cartoony version would be cool as a 6-scale.
Yeah. I mentioned 11 from Stranger Things, but also from that show, I would like a Demogorgon, which would be ridiculous, and a Hopper.
Yay! I love Hopper.
Even Dustin would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. You can make a 6-scale Steve with his crazy hair and a baseball bat.
Yeah. I'd want season 2 Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, 3-0 is now going to make Stranger Things figures, but we didn't know that wasn't announced at the time we first recorded this video, so that's cool. We're getting a Demogorgon now, and hopefully some other characters. From the Arkham Asylum Batman games, they made some of them. They made Joker, they made Batman, but I really like the way Catwoman looked in that game. It'd be cool if they made that. And Mr. Freeze looked really awesome in that. And I would like a Poison Ivy. I had planned to make a Poison Ivy custom, not from the game, just Poison Ivy custom. Another video game character I'd want is Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. She has a ton of outfits in that game.
Oh, that would be cool. She's a really cool looking character.
Yeah, it'd be a really complicated outfit. I mean, I don't even know if it would matter which one they pick. There's so many of them that are, and they're all complicated. Mm-hmm. I guess the main one you see, I would probably want, but there's other ones you can change to that I would like to.
I would say, in general, I just want more 6-scale zombies. Lots of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly going online searching a 6-scale zombie. And usually, nothing comes up that I can actually get.
Yeah, that's something that I was thinking of was 3-0 showed off previews of 6-scale walkers from Walking Dead that they were going to make, but they never did. And I wish they would have. Like the crawling zombie and the little girl zombie, and there's a bunch of cool zombies from that they could have made.
That'd be cool. The little girl at the very beginning.
Yeah.
That would be cool to have.
From Marvel, I would like a Doctor Doom figure, comic book version, because the movie ones are just meh. I want one to look super comic booky. I want it to be a little bit realistic sized, like how they made Magneto 6 scale and just kind of made his suit look a little cooler. Sideshow made Freddy Krueger and Jason, but they weren't the versions I really wanted. I'd like a Part 7 Jason.
I should have put Freddy on my list because he's probably my favorite slasher. But I've seen the one that you were talking about that they made, and I didn't particularly care for it either.
His hat didn't come off, and it was supposed to be red and green sweater, but they made it red and almost black. It just wasn't right. Another Marvel character would be Rogue in her 90s costume, like the one that they had in the cartoon, which I always liked that one. I mentioned Zapan from Alita, but I'd also like Alita in her first body. I thought that one was really cool. All the little designs and like carvings in her body, it was cool looking.
It was really pretty.
And I think it'd also be cool if it included the part where she gets beat up by the big dude and ripped apart, and she's just kind of like, she's a head, a torso, and one arm. That's kind of cool.
She's like jumping around.
Yeah. And the big dude, I forget his name. It's like a Russian sounding name, but he'd be cool. And then there's the Blade Lady. I don't know what her name is either, but she's got blades for arms.
Stabby McStabberston.
Yeah. There's several other robots, just random ones, or cyborgs I should get, as you say, that would be really cool. Pee Wee Herman would be a cool one. Just because I got Mr. Bean, it'd just be cool for Pee Wee Herman.
They need to hang out.
Yeah. Dwight Schrute from The Office would be a funny figure to have.
I was going to say Pee Wee, I want him to come with his chair with a mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know why, I just always liked that chair.
Would he also come with this bicycle from the movie, or his scooter from the TV show? And like I said, Dwight Schrute from The Office, he'd have to come with some different expressions. There's a bunch of
the best faces.
There's a bunch of accessories you come with, and for the movie Ex Machina.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, because the way her body is would be awesome in a toy form with her see-through parts and the face, the human-like face attached. It'd just be really cool as a figure.
Ex Machina.
From the movie Trick or Treat, I would want a Sam. Like, we got some other figures of him, but it'd be cool for a 6-scale version. This one is kind of silly, but from Resident Evil,
Machina.
the very first
Ex
Resident Evil, I
Machina.
want Barry Burton.
Ex Machina.
You have
Ex
a Barry
Machina?
Burton problem.
I do?
Just like a zombie problem. Oh, and I also, like, if they did make a Spider Jerusalem, then I would probably want his filthy assistants.
Well, that'd be cool. They wouldn't be that cool looking, but it could be cool.
And, what's his name? Fred Christ. Is that his name? Fred Christ?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's been so long since I read them. Fred Christ is this guy who's, trans species turning himself into an alien, so half of his face looks like an alien. It's pretty cool.
From House of 1,000 Corpses, I'd also want Captain Spaulding in his main clown outfit. That'd be pretty cool.
Tiny would be cool too.
Yeah.
And we could get another Rainn Wilson. They could make Fish Boy. I don't really care about Fish Boy. I was
$200.
joking.
Okay, from Fifth Element, like I said, I made a Lilu custom, but it'd be cool if they made a Ruby Rod, because he's just a crazy looking character. I want him in his like cheetah looking outfit with his cone or cylinder haircut.
That haircut is so funny. He looks like a character off of Hey Arthur or something. That insane hair.
No. Now, 3-0 makes Game of Thrones figures, and they're still making some, but I think I'm done with them. Like, the last season just kind of messed me up with that. But if they made a Khal Drogo, I might want that one, because he just looked cool.
I would want Khal Drogo.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if they made him.
Here's another one where there has been a figure announced. It's a knockoff Khal Drogo figure called, what was it called? King of the Khalasar or something. It looks decent. I'm not sure if it's as accurate as Hot Toys or 3-0 would be, but it still looks pretty good, so maybe. Another, well, this is like a group of them, would be 13 Ghosts. I wouldn't want all 13 of them, but there's some of them that I really liked. Like, I liked the Jackal. The Jackal looked really cool. Even though I thought it was a girl the first time I seen it.
I did too.
Found out later that was actually a guy. But either way, it looks cool. I like the Juggernaut. He's a big Frankenstein-looking guy. I forget what his name is, but the big...
Hammer?
Yeah,
The one with the nails in him?
Henry-looking guy was his name. I don't know, but he's got all them railroad spikes stabbed into him. The lady, the angry princess, she's gray. I'm making a custom of that too, but still.
You had a crush on her.
Yeah, I guess.
You said you did.
3Zero's making Walking Dead figures, and I think it'd be cool if they made a beta, because he just looks really cool.
I don't know. I kind of would even like an alpha from the show because she plays that part so well.
Mm-hmm.
I really like her on the show.
And it'd be cool if they would have made a governor. He's been gone for a while, but still, it's one they seem like they should have made. This is another one that's a little ridiculous, but Lord of Darkness from Legend.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be an awesome figure.
And hopefully if they made a 6 scale, they'd give him some good strong joints because the small figure that we have, he is very weak.
Yeah. Fleishin should make it. Because he's shirtless and has the red skin. It'd be cool if his body...
Oh, that would look so cool.
Yeah.
A Fison. Oh my god. I'm picturing it in my head and it's glorious. I want it.
And this one's kind of silly, but Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. If they actually made it, I don't know if I would buy it. But it's just a movie I always liked. And if it looked good enough, maybe I would get it. I don't know.
You know what you just made me think of? They should make a Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, and he can hang out with Chewbacca.
Yeah. And Predator. Since it's the same actor. Mm-hmm. Some other characters we forgot about that would be cool as figures would be characters from The Boys. The TV show based on the comic that is on Amazon right now. I love that show. So does Zombie Kat. She's not here right now, but man, I would love to have a Homelander. That character is just insane. The guy who plays him, he does such a good job. So I'd love to have a Homelander. I seen that there was a knockoff. Someone was selling very limited quantity that's probably already gone. But yeah, it'd be cool if there were some official figures of The Boys. But yeah, definitely want a Homelander. Yeah, my favorite character on the show is Billy Butcher, which I imagine that's probably a lot of people's favorite character. But he is pretty awesome. He does look cool. Not as crazy as like the superheroes with their superhero costumes. But yeah, I would like Billy Butcher. Starlight would be pretty cool. I mean, I like most of the 7. Well, that's a bunch of our runner-ups. Mostly mine. But there's tons of figures I like 6 scales.
I have trouble thinking of things off the top of my head.
If they actually made all these, we wouldn't be able to afford them.
No.
But
Well, they can do it gradually over time.
yeah, when we're 100 years old, we'll finally get
The last
the
one.
last one, which will be...
Probably Spider Jerusalem, goddammit.
Yeah.
Because that's the one I want. I always have issues with, like, most of the stuff that I would really want is, like, either stuff they can't make figures of or it's just not going to happen. Because, like, my favorite video game of all time probably is Fallout 4, but they can't make a figure of my dude because you make your own dude.
Yeah.
And my dude looks insane. And by the way, his name is Dick Dangle, which is the best video game name I've come up with ever. I love it.
Well, that's our picks, so...
Yep.
So, just... I know everybody's going to have different picks. I mean, there's characters that I like from movies, but I wouldn't necessarily want a figure of them because it wouldn't be that cool looking. But some people would like a figure even if it's not cool looking, if it's a character they really like. So, just list down below what you want.
Oh, that just made me think of another figure I like. Castiel from Supernatural. Which, he's just like a dude in a trench coat, but I absolutely love him on that show. He's my favorite character.
I've never seen it, so I don't know. Well, Miss Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombee Kat.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.